I've been involved with the project since the time that it was in the focus group, and I bumped into Clara just earlier this year, and I found out she was doing all these amazing artworks that had a lot to do with things from this, I guess referenced sexuality and that sort of thing, and I was like, wow, she should be in the show, and so we had a chat and we sort of came up with some ideas.
There's this American porn star that I've sort of come to an infatuation with called James Dean, 2 E's. He's not your stereotypical like porn actor, like beefed up druggy guy. He's sort of like petite for a porn actor, quite intelligent, really articulate, and speaks out about the industry quite a lot. And I mean, in a way it does sort of like feed into like perpetuating the fantasy of the industry as being glamorous or justified or legit. I mean, some parts of it certainly are, but I just thought it was like a really interesting way to sort of like subvert that male gaze into a female gaze, because he's got like legions of like female fans, and I forgot what university it was, but he gave a speech at Princeton or something, and he had like all this sort of like Ralph Lauren campus girls like swooning over her and be like, oh, you're so smart and you can fuck. Yeah. I mean, you know, all the industries have like its ups and downs, and anything in excess is bad, I guess. But I just thought James Dean was like an interesting way of like sort of looking at the different side of porn industry, maybe.
Yeah. So I mean, I as sort of for the I think it's such a great show because it's called A Different View, and we're kind of taking this guy out of this context and putting him in the art and a gallery context, and getting people to think about alternate views of porn. I mean, maybe it's not sort of so alternate, but I guess we're both heterosexual, so yeah, I mean, our view is kind of still could be quite considered mainstream,
institutionalized.
But yeah, I mean, I think we both have our own views on pornography. I mean, coming from the cultural backgrounds that we do come from, and I mean, I guess the much of what's crazy about pornography is kind of a symptom of something that's a lot bigger, in the sense that it is a symptom of alienation, cultural alienation from each other, and sort of the desire for intimacy that is kind of like projected into this pornography sort of arena, and it's kind of been, I guess I think the industries that are out there just kind of basically the word exploit that need and desire for intimacy, I think. I mean, there's a lot of cultural sort of isolation, I mean, psychological isolation,
sort of like forces at work.
And we both definitely feel that from our point of view. I mean, from my point of view, coming from a different culture, and seeing how I guess this modern day and age has stripped us of connection, like human connection from each other. I will be doing a text-based work in response to this male porn star, and I found some really interesting sort of pieces of text on his blog, and about what he says about pornography. But also what's interesting is all his female fans and what they say, and how they sort of, I think they make it a really interesting angle, in the sense that they are finally able to sort of voice their desires by looking at him. So I think that's something that isn't really discussed sometimes. Yeah, and I think Clara will be making
paintings, or I also have a side practice as a fashion designer, I guess. It's something that sort of stemmed out of my MFA, where I looked at sort of materials with like immediate emotional connotations, and I got interested in sort of like BDSM, harnessy kind of wear, and then so that sort of extended into like a fashion label where sort of like sort of lots of punk and sadistic sort of themes going on, and I'm planning on doing something with that, maybe bringing some of that leathery kind of works into the show. Yeah.